The judge. Judge turns out to be a like, I'm not even gonna call the man a pedophile, but the thing is, this man, in order to hold the rules strict to what he had in Lindengard, he killed kids. What's going on, world? This is Grandmaster FAQs, and this is another Partynerdz exclusive. So let us talk about Castlevania Season 3. And why is this important? First and foremost, disclaimer, I am not the biggest fan of anime. I was a big fan of Japanimation when I was about like 18 to 22 years old, and I've kind of fallen past that fact because my love of comics has now taken over that whole aspect of my life. But I fucks with Castlevania, and plus the fact that I played this as a video game in my not even like, I can't even say early teens, when I was about like 9 and 10. So Castlevania just happened to be a big part of why I wanted to watch the anime. Going forth into Season 3. Okay, so Season 2, Dracula's dead. Let's take it back to Season 2, Episode 7. There were only 8 episodes in Season 2. Dracula's now gone. They had this entire next episode that goes into the peacefulness that has now occurred amongst the land. Season 3 is the whole theme of this entire season, is the fact that shit ain't sweet amongst anybody. Everybody just thought that Dracula was pretty much going to be the end all to be all to all evil amongst all of Earth, or whatever you want to call it. All right, so we go into this whole thing. Alucard's over there picking up herbs and vegetables from the garden, heading out into the woods. Everything is just peaceful and loving, and he even meets like a couple people, Simu and her brother, who want to take up arms, tell him a story of how they were wronged in the prior place where they've grown up, and see Alucard as a refuge in order for them to, I guess, train to fight the greater good. And who better to learn from than somebody who has destroyed Dracula in the first place? Every character from Season 2 is now spread the fuck out. Trevor Belmont and Cypher, who still together, boo loving and everything, are now over in this village of Lindengard, right? So it comes out this town's a little bit funny, all right? And it's run by a judge. They just call him the judge, who has an iron rule of how he runs the town. He has his own set of rules. He just seems like somebody that's extremely stern and direct. Off on that end, you have Hector, who is, of course, Carmela and her sisters are pretty much purged from the fact of Dracula, and Hector is now pretty much a slave of theirs, to where he is captured and thrown into a dungeon by Carmela and her sisters. But the youngest sister, Lorena, has taken a little bit of a liking to Hector, let's just say that, nonetheless. And Isaac, my fucking dude, by the way. Alright, so Isaac is out there amongst the land with all his night creatures and shit, and you know, first and foremost, the Jamaican shipsman, or let's just call him the Caribbean shipsman. I don't know, I don't even want to call him Jamaican because he might be from some island or anything like that. It was great to have a patois speaking pirate out there, just like cool, calm, and collect. Isaac walks up with all his night creatures after he terrorized this whole fucking town of Genoa and everything like that. And he's like, man, look, if you gonna pay me, just promise you won't eat none of my men. I'll get you safe passage wherever you need to go. But Isaac has been trying to finish Dracula's mission because, of course, Dracula did not want to see Isaac become harmed by the fact of what Alucard was doing in Season 2 about his plans to kill him and everything, and did not want Isaac to be even involved. Just wanted him to get out of the way. Don't be a part of this because you might end up dead too. And Isaac just wants retribution for what happened to his old boss. That was his boy. He loved him, and he just wants to get back. He wants to be at full strength, have an army of night creatures ready at full disposal in order to kick some ass, right? And that's basically Isaac throughout the entire season. The theme of this entire season is the fact that the ultimate evil Dracula had this entire shrouded cloud over the entire series as the most evil person on Earth. Everybody thought that shit was sweet. The judge, The judge turns out to be a fucking, like, I'm not even gonna call the man a pedophile, but the thing is, this man, in order to hold the rules strict to what he had in Lindengard, he killed kids. He killed people. He did things in order to abide by that strict rule that he was just gonna have this town, and he's basically the mayor. And in the end, yeah, he dies, but them kids, he was just an evil dude. He had to go anyway. Even though he was probably like doing the best for himself by trying to find out exactly what monks were doing in his town, and found out that they were basically raising hell. Trevor Belmont and Cypher come upon this town thinking that everything's cool, because Cypher's basically brought the cool factor into Trevor, and thinking that they can go on adventures and everything and have these like little victories and everything's just fine. But when they come to find out about that judge and how dark life can actually be for a certain amount of people, they ended up kicking themselves in the ass. They feel like shit by the end of season 3. Alucard taking in Simu and her brother, training them, doing the best that they could because they want to get trained by somebody who actually like to kill Dracula and had all these powers, and then in the end he got f***ed, literally and figuratively.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
In the realization that basically, you know, it's not only my father that's the evil ones in this world, but some of the humans are even just in matter of fact that they're just that fucking dastardly too. Did Dracula get out? Is Dracula free? Because the second that we saw him in the second to last episode of this season, the fact that Dracula was even shown just now puts in retribution as the fact that Dracula is going to return. And if anybody knows from the video game, you kill him, he goes to hell, he ends up going right back to the castle by some type of magical sorcery, spell, whatever may have you. And that's how this shit continues. So ultimately, Dracula will return. There's no question about it. It's going to happen. Alright? But that's all I got, man. Castlevania Season 3 was super dope. It may have taken long to get there. The one thing that I could say about this season as opposed to the next ones, they can go back to 8 episodes. They did not need 10. Okay, all that dialogue in order for those last 3 episodes to pop off the way that they did, they can go back to 8 episodes. But feel free to like, comment, subscribe to us at the Partynerdz YouTube page. Hit me up, Grandmaster FAQs, on IG or Twitter. Partynerdz go.
Partynerdz, 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 Partynerdz.